Let's jump into the top 10 markets to cold call in the year 2020. Welcome back to my channel, Carlos Reyes, allinnation.com. Listen, the entire purpose of this channel is to put you in a position to win in the game of wealth. Not only that, but to just make you the most elite version of yourself that you can possibly be. I was dead broke not too long ago, probably less than 5 years ago, working a dead-end 9-to-5 job. Real estate has changed my life, and I want entrepreneurship to change your life. Today, we are going to talk about the top 10 markets to cold call. This data was delivered to us by one of the top cold calling companies in the entire nation, callgeeks.com, which we personally have used over the past 3 years. We have over 25 agents with CallGeeks. We've tried everything when it comes to cold calling. We've had in-house cold callers. We had them on a base salary plus commission. That didn't work out. It gets very redundant and very repetitive. We've tried virtual assistants in different countries, such as the Philippines, South America. That was very, very difficult to constantly keep an eye on and train. So what CallGeeks does is they give you a turnkey operation, and the data that they provide on a daily basis, the way that they measure their results is using the following KPIs. If you don't know what KPIs are, it's key performance indicators, right? So they take a look at the amount of leads that are produced by every single agent. That's one KPI that they use that I really appreciate. They also talk about the amount of dials that agent makes in a 6 to 8 hour period. They also look at the contact ratio percentage in any market, right? Any market. So their ideal contact ratio percentage is between 7 and 10. Anything above 10% is considered amazing. So they definitely keep an eye on the contact ratio percentage. They also do cost per lead, right? Ideally, what CallGeeks likes most of their clients to operate in the threshold of $30 to $60 cost per lead. All right, so it does vary per market, but $30 to $60 is a good threshold to be in. The last thing that the KPI that they use and measure is the cost per deal, right? So what was the cost per lead? How many leads did it take to get one deal? That's how they give you the number of cost per deal. All right, so with that being said, let's jump into the top 10 markets to cold call in the year 2020. At number 10, you have Denver, Colorado, which is a very competitive market, and a lot of folks really are, they sleep on that market. They think that that market is almost unattainable because of, a lot of the properties there are very, very high-end properties. But the fact of the matter is, the data doesn't lie. Denver is number 10. At number 9, you have Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, I have mentees that are in Charlotte, and I know I have a lot of personal friends that operate in Charlotte. And guess what their number one marketing channel is? That's right, it's cold calling. At number 8, we have Boise, Idaho, which I absolutely have no experience in. I don't know anybody in Boise, Idaho, but apparently CallGeeks, they have plenty of clients in Boise, Idaho, and that's how they were able to retrieve the data that is being provided, okay? So Boise, Idaho is number 8. At number 7, you have Austin, Texas. Now, there's pros and cons to Austin, Texas, right? The pros are your average deal size is going to be through the roof. The cons is it's not a very consistent market, right? But nonetheless, the number one marketing stream in Austin, Texas, according to the data provided by CallGeeks, makes them the number 7 market. Number 6 is none other than San Antonio, Texas, which I can also confirm because I've been in San Antonio as one of our marketplaces. I have mentees in San Antonio, and I know a lot of 6-figure and 7-figure companies in San Antonio, and 9 out of 10 times, that is the number 1 marketing channel for them is cold calling. At number 5, you have Memphis, Tennessee, another market that people think is highly saturated, but the fact of the matter is, the data doesn't lie, it is number 5. Now, keep in mind that the data that is provided to us from CallGeeks is based off the following KPIs. I said the amount of leads produced per agent, the amount of dials, the contact ratio percentage, the cost per lead, and the cost per deal, okay? So even if you're cold calling on your own, it's very important for you to keep an eye on those KPIs, okay? If you don't know your numbers, you don't have a business. And if you don't know those, if you're not able to measure those KPIs, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. You're flying blind at this point. All right, with that being said, let's go to number 4. Market to cold call in the year 2020 is Nashville, Tennessee. Not only do I have mentees there, but I got great friends that have 7-figure companies, and that is the #1 marketing channel also, coincidentally, right? Let's get into the top 3. That's right, you've been waiting for the top 3 markets that, you know, are just crazy cold calling wise, that are providing amazing results. Top three, all right, you ready? So the number 3 market to cold call in the year 2020 is Columbus, Ohio. I have a lot of personal one-on-one mentees there, and they are absolutely crushing it. Keep in mind, you know, before we get to the top 2, I just wanna say this, dncpros.com. The reason why I suggest dncpros.com is I want you to seek legal counsel. Cold calling, as many of you know, is kind of a gray area type of deal, so seek legal counsel at all times, okay? So number 3, Columbus, Ohio. Every single mentee that we have there is a 6-figure a month, 7-figure a year company. So their #1 marketing channel is cold calling. I can confirm that data through experience. Number 2, you have Atlanta, Georgia. I know a lot of friends that are absolutely crushing it with cold calling in Atlanta, Georgia. So that is the number 2 market. Another market that people think is overly saturated. Well, guess what? Again, the data doesn't lie. That is number 2. And number 1, you ready for number 1? It's kind of shocking, right? Because it's another market. They're like, oh my God, it's saturated. And there's a bunch of big players there and blah, blah. The number 1 cold calling market in 2020 is none other than Tampa Bay, Florida. Tampa Bay, Florida, #1 cold calling market in 2020. Keep that in mind, by the way, when next time you're either gonna expand into another market or you're thinking of cold calling a market yourself, okay? Now, I'm gonna throw these as a bonus. These other markets, they came in at like number 11, 12, and 13. You got Fort Worth, Texas. I have a lot of really good friends there. I have personal mentees that are crushing with cold calling. Same thing, they're producing 6 figures per month, 7 figures per year in Dallas, Fort Worth, or Fort Worth, Texas, through cold calling, all right? Then you have Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm in that market, and I can tell you, it is a high results cold calling market for sure. So Las Vegas. Last but not least, as another bonus market is Orlando, Florida. I know a lot of people there that are doing quite well with cold calling. So Orlando, Florida definitely makes the list. It's a bonus. It's not top 10, but it's definitely a very appealing market to cold call, okay? So if you think that this information is very useful, not only to you, but to many other people, if you think that it's useful, do me a huge favor. If you haven't done it yet, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also like and comment. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Once again, I appreciate you tuning in today. Stick around for the next video. God bless.